Construction sites are being asked to have firefighting water on hand after sparks from a steel cutter caused an 18-hectare blaze in Christchurch's Port Hills today. 4 choppers with monsoon buckets and 28 firefighters with hoses hit the blaze with everything they had late this morning. By 2 this afternoon, the fire was contained and residents have now been allowed back in their homes. Conan Young is near where the fire started in Redcliffs and joins me now. Hi, Conan. How close did this fire actually get to destroying homes?
Yeah, look, only about 20 metres away from a collection of homes you can probably see over my left shoulder. It actually started at, this construction site. It's a subdivision. It looks like another home's been built there. These guys apparently were cutting some steel and some sparks caught in the very tinder dry grass that's right next to them. And within minutes the whole hill had gone up. So 20 metres away from these homes. Unfortunately, we had the easterly wind blowing here today, and that blew the flames away from these houses and up the hill. The fire service actually let the flames move in that direction. They concentrated their efforts with fire hoses around in front of these homes, and also 4 helicopters which ferried water from the nearby estuary just over the other direction, and they managed to get on top of this fire within a few hours. Actually, it was in about 3 hours they really had it contained.
Conan, for people who are listening, I can see there that you're at the base of the hill, but what does, looking back up the hill, can you just describe to us what you can see, and is there any smell still about?
Yeah, no, we can't. I guess, fortunately, because of that wind, it's blowing the smell away from us. You can actually see there's still a couple of firefighters there with hoses. They're dampening down hot spots. They're going to be there actually through the night, just keeping an eye on things, and they'll be back again tomorrow, just trying to ensure that no further flare-ups happen. We were here just before, actually, about an hour and a half ago, and there was a flare-up, and very quickly, huge amounts of smoke, large, high flames, and they actually had to get the helicopters back in action again just to keep that flare-up from turning into anything worse. So really just still quite a volatile situation here at the moment.
So I imagine there's been a few nervous moments for those evacuated residents then.
Yeah, absolutely. So 16 households and all evacuated. People told they couldn't go into their homes. We spoke to one of them. Her name's Elena Saltis, and she said she got a text message at 11:30 saying her home was close to being part of this, close to catching on fire.
At that point, I tried to race home to get my cat and check out my house, and the roads were blocked, so they wouldn't let me come up.
Oh, goodness, what was going through your head?
I was freaking out, because first my cat's in the house, and I just built my house, and I love my house, and it took 3 years to build, so I was really shitting myself. I lost one house in the earthquake. Like, the last thing I wanted to do was lose another one to a fire. Yeah. It's been a hard day.
So what have you been? We're standing here in Barnett Park looking straight up at your house in this quite large area of where the fire's been. Have you been standing here watching it, have you?
I came here earlier when it was like in full-fledged. Right when they wouldn't let me up Clifton Hill, then I came here, and because a couple of my other neighbors were down here, they were texting me like, come to the park. So we all kind of met here and just watched the fire come closer to our house. It was crazy.
Oh, man. And so,
I know, it was crazy watching the fire, and it was like skipping down, and then it was going up towards Revelation as well.
Was the fire, did it look like it was going to get on top of the houses, or what was the...
Well, luckily it was an easterly, so it did look like the wind was blowing away from the houses, but it came really close. And there's a lot of scrub up there, so it could easily jump, and it was jumping down the hill, like quite aggressively, so you didn't really know which way it was going to go.
Yeah, so as you heard there, a really close call for all of these residents. As soon as we're done here, we'll give Elena a call and see, because she's been allowed back in her home now, along with the other households. We'll give her a call and see if she's tracked down her cat.
Absolutely. It's great that her house is not damaged, but I immediately thought of the cat, Conan, so thanks for that. There's already been a few fires in the hills in the past week, so what is the fire service saying about the risk?
Yeah, look, it's just saying, look, the conditions up there are just so dry at the moment. We saw a fire on Saturday night that was sparked by fireworks. That very quickly turned into something quite dangerous. More homes evacuated on Saturday night in a really tricky section of hill to really be fighting fires, let alone at night time. Then we had some suspicious fires just a few days before that. So look, as we've seen from this fire, just caused by sparks, anything, a cigarette tossed from a car, a stone thrown up by a lawnmower could really spark a fire. And tomorrow we have 30 degrees forecast, nor'west winds, which are just really dangerous when it comes to fires and can see them spread so quickly. So yeah, the fire service is really on edge at the moment.
Thanks, Conan. That's our reporter Conan Young, who's near Redcliffs there where that fire started. And if you were listening, you could see a massive patch of, charcoal black up on the hill that has obviously been burned by the fire and scarred there.